Hi, I'm Sonya White Jaguar. Welcome to this edition of White Jaguar Wednesdays, my semi-monthly series where I discuss spiritual subjects inspired by your questions. Today, I am super excited to announce the release of my latest book. It's book 2 of my series, From Actor to Healer, Alan Rickman's New Life as a Spirit Guide. I know many of you read the first book and then you came to me and said, "Where's the next book? Where's the next book? Can't wait to read the next book." So I'm very happy to announce that that book is finished and it's now online with all of my other books where you can read it for free. It's on Wattpad, which is a very popular social media site for readers and writers. You do not need a Wattpad account to read my books. You can simply click the links below and read my books. So if you're new to my channel or if you missed the first book, I met Alan Rickman after he died in 2016, and he started to work with me as a spirit guide and answer my spiritual questions. And so in May of 22, I posted the first book online and I explained how I met Alan, how he started working as a spirit guide, and he's become an incredible teacher and healer. And he doesn't just work with me, he works with others as well. So that's documented in the first book, and now the second book goes deeper. There's a lot of channeled material in the first book, but there's even more in the second book. We answer some really common questions that people have about reincarnation, soulmates. He talks about what it's like to be a spirit guide. We talked about the coronavirus pandemic, and we also provide a deeper spiritual perspective on cancer. We talked about cancer briefly in the first book, but we go deeper into that subject in the second book because that is, of course, what he died of. So I hope that you will check out that book, and if you've missed any of my other books, be sure to check them out. They're all on Wattpad. So let me share with you a short excerpt from this book. This is a passage about Alan's work as a spirit guide. And so I asked him what it's like to be a spirit guide. So he said in response, "It's wonderful. I like to help where I can. If people have the notion that death makes you no longer care about humanity or planet Earth, that couldn't be further from the truth. Guides, at least the ones I know and work with, are not meddlers. We don't tell people what to do. We provide assistance, protection, guidance, healing, and understanding. We are your friends. We're taught how to do it. Most do a wonderful job." I asked, "Can anyone become a guide?" "Those who are ready and have the desire can work as a guide," Alan replied. "Many aid their relatives who are still incarnating. Sometimes this takes the form of thoughts in the mind, signposts, and ideas. You may or may not know that a loved one is providing assistance. It can be secretive." "Why?" I asked. "Why don't guides make their presence known more directly? You're a very overt guide. Why are you making your presence and your guide work known? Why don't all guides do that?" "Not everyone is ready for that," he said. "You are open and ready for a relationship with spiritual forces. You've circulated in the spiritual community for decades, in other lifetimes too. You're no stranger to metaphysical work. Not everyone is open to working with forces they can't see and comprehend. As you know, other dimensions are non-linear and non-local. Fear stops some people. Some want a grand presence to appear before them and thereby obtain physical proof. The spiritual dimension isn't physical. For the most part, interaction happens in the realm of thought. I communicate with you on the level of your understanding. Other guides do the same. Some don't interact at all and do their work silently. I work with many guides who don't interact with people. They don't want to. To them, it's a distraction from their endeavors. For them, guide work is an act of pure love, a kind of love beyond human comprehension, beyond human experience. They want to stay focused on their work. Interacting is unnecessary." "Do you like working as a guide?" I asked. "It's difficult but rewarding," he said. "It's different from incarnating. I see the world in a whole new way. I see it through the lens of learning lessons. Lessons to be taught, lessons that were learned, understanding love, expressing love, etc. Is special training required to be a spirit guide? Yes, he replied. From your perspective, the training only takes an instant, but it can be many months here. I take classes and learn specializations as I wish. My training is ongoing. Is training always ongoing for guides? Alan said, it depends on the soul we're working with and the lessons that soul is working on. Spirit guides don't know everything. We are learning too. I asked, can you give me an example of what you're learning? A moment later, a black hawk with an enormous wingspan appeared in my mind's eye. He circled high overhead against a deep blue sky. Is that your teacher? I asked Alan. One of them, yes, he replied. I have many teachers. What are you learning from him? Patience and understanding. He circles looking for prey. Sometimes he has to circle for a long time before he catches his meal. I learn how to apply these principles in my work as a guide. Like you, I wish to know all the answers in an instant, but I cannot. I must wait for it. Guidance comes in many forms. I listen and watch carefully, like the hawk. Usually, what we wait for is hidden and quite difficult to see. I learn how to watch for signs. Serving as a guide is a very loving act, and love evolves the soul. Any loving act evolves the soul. We are pure love. We are expressing our true, most fundamental nature when we express love. Never underestimate the power of a loving act, no matter how insignificant it may seem to you. Acts of love and kindness can make the difference between having to learn lessons over again and moving on to new lessons. Okay, so there's a little taste of what is in book 2. So I hope that you will take the time to read it. A friend of mine who has been helping me with proofreading my work, he has read book 2, and I just want to give a public shout out. Thank you so much, for helping me and reading my drafts. You know who you are. And he said that he loves book 2 even more than book 1 because it goes deeper. And Alan shares a lot more of his spiritual perspective in this book. So I hope that you enjoy this book as well. It was truly a joy to work on it and share it with you. So please know that, again, all 6 of these books are on Wattpad. If you've missed any of them, you can click the links below and read them. The 4 books on the right-hand side are my works in progress. So Alan is helping me work on these as well. The one at the top will be the next one that I post, Writing Alan Rickman's Autobiography, a fan fiction romance. And that is inspired in part by Alan's diaries, which were published last year. And he has channeled a lot of content to me. So it's a combination of channeled material and fiction, and I'm super excited about that book too. I can't wait to post that one as well. So if you're new, to my work, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. You can also subscribe to my newsletter on my website, SONYA'S.com. I do send out newsletters twice a month. I share messages from Alan, and I also share updates on my work. I also share excerpts like what I just read to you now. I share excerpts of my works in progress. I only share sneak peeks of my work with my newsletter group. So if you would like to receive regular updates and excerpts, then definitely sign up for my newsletter. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you enjoyed the book. You can leave a comment here. You can leave a comment on Wattpad. If you have questions that you would like me to answer in a future video, also definitely leave comments or email me at Sonya@SONYAWhiteJaguar.com. If there's something that you would like me to channel from Alan for a future book, also let me know that as well. I'm doing this work for you, so please let me know, what I can provide for you. I'm happy to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.